Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking this Sangfor IAG technical documentation alongside some really crucial insights straight from the Sangfor engineering community and transforming them into your definitive guide on network deployment strategies. Listen, whether you're an architect building completely from scratch or an engineer tasked with bolting security onto a legacy system, choosing the exact right deployment mode is absolutely your foundation. Okay, let's just face the critical question that literally every network engineer dreads. How in the world do you introduce a powerful new appliance for deep visibility and robust security without accidentally taking down your core switch right in the middle of peak hours? To answer that, here is our agenda. We're going to map out your options using the network impact spectrum. Then we'll cover route mode as the gateway, bridge mode for transparent security, the low-impact bypass and single-arm modes, do a side-by-side technical breakdown, and finally, help you choose your network path. Let's dive right into Section 1, the network impact spectrum, and those all-important deployment trade-offs. As seasoned architects in the Sangfor community point out all the time, deploying the AIG is basically a sliding scale. The modes that offer the richest, most advanced inline features are going to require the most significant topological changes, right? You just can't have advanced routing without the device acting as your core gateway. On the flip side, if you prioritize zero topological disruption, you're sacrificing some of those inline capabilities. So, mastering this balancing act is absolutely step one. Moving on to Section 2, route mode, or the gateway, where we look at maximum feature access. As you'll see, this setup brilliantly illustrates the front gate approach. The Sangfor IAG literally and physically replaces your existing router or firewall. Because it's positioned directly between your internal switches and the broader internet, it basically becomes the ultimate traffic cop for every single packet entering and leaving your organization. Now, what's really interesting here is the trade-off. It's massive capability for a pretty massive impact. Because you're connecting it directly to your ISP as the primary gateway, you unlock the whole shebang. We're talking virtual private networks, network address translation for IP management, and DHCP. You even unlock policy-based routing, so you can dynamically forward traffic to different ISPs based on IP or protocol. It is incredibly robust, for sure, but it completely requires a full architectural redesign if you've already got an established gateway. Let's head down to Section 3, bridge mode, for transparent security. Think of bridge mode as an invisible hallway checkpoint. It sits perfectly in line, right between your existing firewall and your downstream switches. It actively monitors and manages traffic, but it remains completely transparent, so it's doing the heavy lifting without demanding a total topology overhaul. The absolutely vital takeaway here is security without disruption. You get to retain core security and bandwidth management, though you do have to sacrifice those routing-specific functions like NAT or VPNs. But here is the brilliant part. If the IAG ever fails, a hardware bypass automatically activates, letting traffic flow uninspected so your network literally stays up. Oh, and here's a crucial tip straight from the Sangfor community forums. To avoid a catastrophic broadcast storm, never ever plug both the WAN and LAN interfaces into the exact same Layer 2 switch. Dropping further down the spectrum, we hit Section 4, low impact, specifically bypass and single-arm modes. Functioning like a totally passive security camera, bypass mode gives you the smallest change to your network topology. It doesn't sit inline at all, it just quietly watches a mirror port on your core switch. One technical constraint you definitely need to note, though. It audits TCP-based applications but completely ignores UDP data. But because it's totally out of band, if the IAG fails here, it causes exactly zero network interruption. It's totally risk-free auditing. The documentation also quickly mentions single-armed mode, which functions specifically as a single-armed proxy. The community generally reserves this one for really specialized environments where inline or mirror deployments simply aren't feasible. Let's pull this all together in Section 5, our side-by-side technical breakdown. Consider this your ultimate comparative cheat sheet. Got a high impact tolerance? Well, route mode gives you everything. VPN, NAT, routing, because it replaces your gateway. Need stability but still want inline control? Bridge mode is your sweet spot, offering a minor footprint and hardware failsafes, sacrificing only the routing extras. And for absolute zero impact, bypass mode touches absolutely nothing, relying entirely on a mirror port for strictly TCP-based auditing. Finally, Section 6. Choosing your network path and making the right choice for your team. So what does this all mean for you? Your decision strictly comes down to your environment's appetite for change versus the features you actually need. Building a new branch office that needs a VPN tunnel back to headquarters? The overwhelming consensus is route mode. Have an enterprise edge router you already love, but you're kind of blind to user traffic? Bridge mode is highly recommended by engineers for that transparent control. Or maybe your compliance team just requires TCP logs without risking even a millisecond of latency? Bypass mode is your tool. I'll leave you with this provocative thought to chew on. Evaluate your infrastructure right now. Ask yourself, which of these paths offers the absolute perfect balance for your team? Are you ready to tear down and rebuild the front gate? Or do you just need to install some more security cameras? Understanding these exact Sangfor IAG trade-offs empowers you to build a network that's both incredibly secure and incredibly resilient. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy architecting!